You're listening to Diva's Diamonds by Queen Diva. And I'm Queen Diva. Welcome to the show. Well, today's topic, hand over the bricks. Hand over the bricks. Now, what do you mean? Well, I have a tendency to hold back my thoughts and ideas, especially when I am in personal relationships. It's not easy for me to share what's on my mind. I have guarded my heart for many years, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this. And I have been faced with, I guess you would say, an incident with someone I really care about. And I have a tendency to shut down when I don't know what to say, or when I don't know what to do, or I just feel like I need to just not say anything or do anything. And I'll just hang up the phone with no, warning of me hanging up, or I'll walk away. And I don't know. It's just something that I have always done, and I know that's not a good thing. And so, for the first time in a while, I handed over a brick to my friend. And what I mean by a brick is a golden nugget about myself, something that's personal and intimate about myself that I shared with my friend. And I really do care about my friend. I really do. And I've known him for about, I want to say 12 years, about 12 years. And I really cherish him. I really do. I really do cherish him. And it really was not, it just wasn't a good thing. Now, I laugh because I know me, and I know I could do better and I could be better. And sometimes I don't realize how my actions affect others. And most times I'm very guarded. I keep to myself. I don't share my ideas. Mostly I'm the person in really most of my relationships that I'm doing the listening. It's very rare that I share about myself or what's on my mind or what I think. Most times I'm asking the question. I'm always the interviewer. Basically, I'm always in podcast interview mode. And I'm always asking people, how was your day? Or what's going on? What do you like to share? That kind of thing. And since I've always been in that mode, it's hard to share myself with others. And I'm getting better. I have to say I am getting better, but not so much with this particular friend. And it's just not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And I wanted to talk about it today because I really feel in my spirit that there's many people in the world that are holding on to their bricks. And I'm here to tell you it's time to hand over the bricks. Especially if you want to get closer to someone and that person to get to know you. And you have to push through the idea of not trusting that person. And especially if that person has given you every reason to trust them. That they've been there for you. They've come to whatever events you're doing. They've listened attentively. They've given you wise and sound advice over the years. Those things are really great examples to show you that they care and that they will be there and that they'll be around and that they're open to listen to what you have to say. And I'm speaking to myself as I'm speaking to you that's listening right now. It's time to hand over the bricks. It's time to hand over the bricks. If you don't hand over the brick, the wall that you have, and that's what I mean by the bricks. If you have a brick wall that you've always had surrounding yourself, there's no way that you can get close to someone and that someone can get close to you. You have to make the decision to hand over the brick. Only you alone. No one can make you pass the brick along. No one can tell you even pick up the brick or which brick you want to take out the wall. How about that? No one can do that but you. You have to make the decision to pick which brick you want to take out the brick, out of the wall, and hand it over to the person that you love and that you care about and that you trust. That's the only way you're going to be able to get closer and allow people into your heart and allow people to embrace the full you. If you always have the wall between yourself and those that love you, they will never get to know the real you, and you will never get to know the real them. Because remember, the wall has two sides. It's your side, and then on the other side of the wall is the people that want to get to know you, that want to love you, and want to love you fully. And they can't do that if they don't know what's going on. If they have no clue what's going on in your head, what you've been carrying around, what you're holding on to, they don't know how to come to you. They don't know whatever word or action or thing that they ask of you is going to trigger you or going to make you shut down and not want to say anything or be around that person. And so it's important that you discern from knowing, if that person is someone you want to have close in your life. If that's someone you want to know about your flaws. We're real quick to cover our flaws and to hide our flaws, and people don't know that we're imperfect. But guess what? Everyone's imperfect. Everyone is imperfect. There is no perfect human being on earth. So if you allow yourself to be vulnerable, and I know, let me tell you, I know. It is not easy to allow yourself to be vulnerable to someone, and especially to someone you really care about, because you don't want them to think ill of you. You don't want them to think you have this in your mind or your brain or your past or whatever. But let me tell you, if that person truly loves you, it won't matter. It won't matter. It won't matter what you did, what you said, what you've been through, what you caused, what you're holding on. It won't matter. But you have to try by picking up the brick and handing it over. Someone needed to hear this today. I know I needed to release this because I experienced this recently. And, it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing to hand over the brick. It's not. Let alone bricks, plural. But it does start with the first one. And the good thing about it is that you get to decide which brick you want to hand over. Now, there may be some bricks you never hand over. The wall may never completely be down. But if it's at least, you have enough bricks down so that where that person can reach you, so that person can touch you and hold you and cherish you and let you know that you are worth the weight and that you are perfectly imperfect in their eyes. And it's okay. It's absolutely okay. But if you don't hand over the brick and you keep the wall up, you won't be able to have a full loving experience with that person, and that person won't be able to have it with you. I know this is for somebody because it's definitely for myself. Because as many, many years I've been the listener. I've been the observer. I've been on the outside. I wasn't always a participant. And I have to learn, and I'm just really being transparent, I have to learn to pick up the brick and to hand it over. I can pick up the brick, but the hard part is handing it over. That is the thing. I've got it down to a science where I know which brick I'm going to pick up. But going as far as actually handing over and releasing the brick, I've had that issue. And if that's you, I want to encourage you as I encourage myself. Hand it over. Hand it over. It's time to hand it over. And no matter how painful that brick is and it causes you, this might be the time for you to get the breakthrough to heal by handing over the brick to the person that you love, to the person that you care about, because that person is there for you. And I really do believe that you will know. You will know. You will know if the person that is right there on the other side of the wall that's trying to reach you, you will know if that's the one to hand the brick to. Now, I'm not saying just be picking up bricks and just handing it to everybody. Nope. I'm not saying that. This is specifically for the person in your life that has want to get close to you, but you have not released, you're not even trying to pick up a brick to hand it over. Get to the point where you pick it up and hand it over. It's time to get closer to whomever is in your life that is feeling distance, that's really feeling the distance, that's really feeling like they can't go over the wall, they can't go under the wall, they can't go around the wall, and they can't go through the wall. They must receive the brick from you. And if you don't do it, they can't take your wall down. That's one thing about brick walls, especially the brick walls that we build for ourselves. No one else can take the brick away. They can't tear down the wall for you because you built it yourself. It was your shelter. It's your protection. So it's up to you to make the decision to hand it over. I know this is for somebody. I absolutely feel that this is for somebody. And I want you to know that I understand that it's not easy, but it's not impossible either. You have to know that you know that you know that the person in your life that wants to be close to you generally wants to be close to you. And that person will show you all types of signs that he wants or she wants to be close to you. But you got to make the effort. You have to hand over the bricks. And I mean plural. Because once you hand one, you got to hand over another, and you got to hand over another, and another, until the bricks are slowly disappearing and the person can get to the point where they can hug you. Right now, they can't hug you unless you allow them to hug you. Right now, they can't get to know you unless you allow them to get to know you. Now is the time. Don't let another day go by. Don't let another second or hour or minute go by without you handing over the bricks. And all it takes is you picking up one. And the good thing about it is that you can decide which one you want to hand over. Because no one can tell you how to take your wall down. It's entirely up to you. You have to make the decision. But today, you got to start today. It's important that you start today. It's important that you start today, whatever this day is for you. I know because I started. It wasn't an easy decision for me, but I feel better that I hand over the brick. Now, I'm going to tell you this too. Sometimes when you hand over the brick, you're going to have to allow the person to process that brick, because that brick may be a doozy.